Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. So it's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live, and so for today I thought maybe I would kick my own butt a little bit with a kind of a fun, challenging fusion flow. I don't really know how long it's going to be, probably around 45 minutes. It's kind of been one of the fun things about a home practice is we're not confined to a particular time limit or whatever. So when I've been practicing at home, I just flow and practice as long as it feels good, I guess, and I'm sure you guys have probably been doing the same. So definitely you want to have a block, maybe if you tend to need one, and some water. I have a little space heater going here, and I think we'll begin in child's pose. I'm going to turn on a little bit of music, real quiet. So I think technically we're not supposed to have music during these, but it'll be more for me than you guys. So begin in a child's pose. It's one of my favorite places to start. And you can go knees together or knees wide. It really just depends on which feels better in your body. I have a long spine and open hips, and so when I go knees real wide, sometimes I drop really deep between the legs and it makes my face smush into the floor. So I prefer knees a little closer together. And I plan on kind of keeping this class sort of flow with the yogi-ish. I'm not going to give tons of instruction. So just listen to my voice. If you're actually practicing either now or later with this video, it's kind of hard to watch the video sometimes as you're practicing. So just listen to my voice and allow yourselves to drop in. Remember, it's always yogi's choice. So if I'm offering a pose and you want to maybe turn up the intensity dial on that pose or perhaps turn it down, it's always your choice to do so. You can modify anything in any way that you need to for your body, always. But for now, just go ahead and begin to breathe. Feeling the body expand and contract with each big breath. And this is a perfect time to set an intention if that's a practice that you enjoy. It can be just a word or a phrase or a mantra or just some positive thought for you to come back to, not only throughout the practice but throughout your day. Come into a side body stretch. So pick the torso up and walk the hands over to the right side of your mat. And then release your head back down again if you can. Reaching through the left arm. Maybe even scooping that left shoulder blade down towards the floor. You can really get a good stretch around that scapula under the armpit. Hips pressing over to the left side to deepen the stretch. And then walk it off to the other side. Reach that right hand all the way over. My left hand just comes over here for support. And again, I like the feeling of kind of dropping that shoulder blade, that scapula blade down towards the floor. And sending my hips a little farther to the right. Big breath into the right rib cage, feeling the intercostal muscles stretching. So even our rib cage becomes more flexible, which makes deeper breathing more accessible in our body. And go ahead and come back around to center, forehead to the floor one more time, active through the child's pose, through the arms. then go ahead and rise up and we'll do a couple rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, tail draws up, heart forward, belly down, gaze to the sky. And as you exhale, reverse that action, pull the belly in, round the spine, and I usually move the hips back and forward a couple times. Keep going, your own rate and rhythm, your own breath capacity. And at any time that you want to move into the side bodies, maybe taking some big barrel rolls through the chest, kind of moving through any sticky spots, any rough edges. And then let's add in a couple wrist stretches. So we're going to spin the fingertip back towards the knees. And draw the hips back a little bit to stretch through the palms, the wrists, the forearms. And we can turn the backs of the hands to the mat. I like to spin fingertips in towards each other, kind of spinning the elbows forward and back a few times too, bending, straightening the arms, and just gently bearing some weight into the back of the hand. All the while still breathing. Then bring your knees and feet together. Keep your toes tucked. Sit back on your heels and maybe shake out the wrists a couple times. Then we're going to do a side body stretch here. So inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, you're going to reach left arm over to the right side. I drop my right hand all the way to the floor. If your arm doesn't reach, maybe this is where a block comes in handy, right hand to a block. So again, breathing into that whole left side. And take an inhale breath, and as you exhale, cactus the left arm. And if you like, you can turn your gaze up. I actually prefer to turn my gaze down, feeling the stretch across the left side of the neck. And of course, belly is in, supporting the low back here. And come back through center, we'll do the other side. Big inhale breath as you reach the right arm up. Exhale over into that side body stretch. Take another inhale breath here, and as you exhale, cactus the right arm now. Feeling that stretch across the pectoralis muscle, even the bicep of the right arm. And come back through center. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Roll the shoulder heads back and down, knuckles towards the floor, a little back bend here, belly in, just arch the spine, gaze up. And of course, we're still working through the feet, so maybe some of you have already flattened the tops of your feet to the floor by now, and that's fine. And go ahead and release, come forward, and we pat out the feet a couple times. And then we're gonna do one of my favorite shoulder openers. Eye of the needle shoulder flow. So on your knees here, reach your right arm forward, up, and back. And do that a couple times, forward, up, and back, maybe 3 or 4 times. Just opening up the shoulder, helping with any impingement that you have. And then we're going to switch directions, up, forward, and back. Up, forward, and back. One more time. Then reach that right arm all the way to the sky. Then you're going to thread your needle, so right arm to the floor. So you can stay right here, you can bind with the left arm, you can reach the left arm overhead. You can kickstand one leg out, kind of challenging your balance a little bit. You can even float that leg high. Just make sure you're well rooted through the back of the right hand and the right shin and foot. So it's a gentle opening of the back of the right shoulder. But I also like the gentle twist in the spine, the lengthening of the lower back. It's just kind of a nice gentle way to begin opening the body. And go ahead and rewind, reach the right arm all the way to the sky. And then float the right arm forward. Press in through the left hand, and you're going to lift the left leg up. A little core integration here. So take an inhale breath, reach and lengthen. Then as you exhale, squeeze it all in. Elbow or forehead to knee. I kind of like forehead to knee. Either way is fine. Inhale, stretch it out long. Exhale, squeeze and hold. One more time. Squeeze it all in. Then lengthen out. Take the right hand to the mat. Kickstand the right shin out. You're going to make your way into a kneeling half moon pose. So pressing in through the right hand, keeping the shoulder blade plugged in towards the spine and down the back, but you're not collapsing into that shoulder at all. You're always pressing down as a means to lift up. Left leg is lifting high, working through the outer hip and thigh. And add on here anything you like. If you want to do a little sugar cane, shavasana, back bend, or kneeling bow, sometimes it's called. Still breathing. Ujjayi breath if possible, so that nice whispery, throaty breath. Then release back. Drop your left foot to the floor. So this is like a kneeling side plank. And then we're going to open this up to gate pose. So rise up. More side body stretching. For those of you who come to my classes at the studio, you know I love side body stretching. There's usually quite a bit of it in my classes. Cartwheel the hands back down. Left knee around. And move that work out of the body any way you like. So maybe a child's pose, maybe a cat-cow, whatever suits you. And then let's start the shoulder flow on the other side. So again, forward, up, and back. Forward, up, and back. Switching directions after 3 or 4 rotations. Then reach that left arm all the way high. And thread the needle. And always for equanimity in the body, we attempt on each side what you attempt on one side. So whatever you did on the other side, attempt it here too if you can. Rewind it. Reach it all the way up. And then float the left arm forward, right leg back. Get long on your inhale breath, and as you exhale, squeeze it in. Again. Once more. Lengthen. Left hand down, left shin out, open up, half moon pose. Sugar cane. So if you have a hard time reaching your foot to attempt sugar cane, one trick you can try is actually to pull the knee into the chest first and grab the front of the ankle from the front and then kick it back. Release and lengthen. And then again, right foot meets the mat, rise up, gate pose. Make your way all the way back around, cartwheel the hands down. If you need a little quick child's pose, lengthening of the spine, go ahead, but we are making our way to downward facing dog. And I am just going to walk and take a look, make sure it's all working okay. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Sandy. Okay. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walk it out a few times. Do what you enjoy. Biceps are spinning in towards the ears, pressing firmly down through the pads of the fingers, especially thumb and forefinger. Sending those hips high to the sky, heart lifting towards your thighs. I like to step my left foot in towards the midline to begin a little three-legged dog. So starting off with just an exploration here, let the hip open, bend and straighten the leg, roll out the ankle a couple times. Maybe allowing the torso to twist momentarily, but don't live there, don't hang there, because there's a lot of pressure in the back of your shoulders, so square the shoulders off again after a moment there. And then we make our way to a three-legged dog with the hips square. Rise high into the left toes, inhale breath as you exhale, shift forward like high plank, pull knee to nose, hold. Inhale, reach right leg to the sky. Exhale, squeeze it in again, hold though, don't be in a hurry. One more time, reach it up. Squeeze it in. And then you're going to step the foot up between your hands, so help yourself there in any way you need to. So we're coming up to high crescent pose. So slide the left toes towards the back edge of your mat. And rise up. So you're in the tippy toe of the back foot, which is nice and warm from that long tippy toe kneel we did. Lunging as deeply as you are comfortable through the right leg, high crescent pose. Always belly is in, ribs drawing back. Moving into low crescent now, so sweep the arms forward, angling the body 45 degrees from the floor. Strength and power in that right leg. Lots of good support, good strengthening in the glutes. Then left hand's going to meet the floor inside the right foot for a lunge twist. Reach the right arm to the sky. Feel the hips, feel the low back, attempting to draw the left hip back and up without creating any strain in the low back at all. So although we always work on alignment, we don't obsess about it. Right hand comes inside the right foot for a counter twist. Now I like to actually press my right forearm and elbow into the shin. Left heel can stay lifted, or if you need to lower it down to the floor, you can, because that is where we're headed. Left heel down, now rise up, warrior one. Check your alignment. So heel to heel or heel to arch. 3 pumping warriors here. So with a big inhale breath, straighten right leg, press palms, look up. Exhale all the way down again. Inhale, up. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Reverse your warrior. So I prefer shoulders square, looking down. A lot of people like to open the chest, looking up. Your choice. Maybe you do both. Make your way back through center, straighten the right leg and spin those toes forward, right toes forward. Take an inhale breath, exhale, swan back down, forward fold. Begin to walk the hands forward for a hammock pose or wide-legged down dog. So the hips still draw back. There's not a whole lot of weight in the hands. I'm creating kind of a hammock shape with your spine. And then go ahead and reverse that and begin to walk the hands between the legs, spinning the fingers the other way, kind of pulling yourself down and through. Of course, a bend in the knees, if that helps you, is always appropriate. Then lengthen out. And we're going to add a twist here. So plant your left hand to the mat beneath your face. I like to stay up on a tented hand here. You can go palm flat. You can also have your hand on a block if that helps you get out of your hamstrings. And then you're going to reach your right arm to the sky. Again, here you can play around with the positioning in the hips that feels best for you. Keeping the hips really level will help you twist at the middle back, which is where we tend to be tightest. You can stay just like this, or you can bind with the right arm. If you're bound comfortably and you want to deepen the pose more, you can take left hand outside of right shin and pull yourself in. And if you want to go more intense still, release the bind of the right arm and lace it between right leg and left arm, grabbing left shin with right hand and twist through. It's a lot of rights and lefts, and it's a deep twist. So if your body's nowhere near ready to do that, don't beat yourself up. It's intense. It's called an intense twist. Release that. Little brief lengthening of the spine through hammock pose again. And then let's do the other side. So right hand beneath the face, reach left arm to the sky. This is a perfect place to stay. Binding if you choose. Deepening the twist if you're ready. Right hand reaches for left shin as you pull the body in towards that left leg. Or release the bind of the left arm now, reach it between left leg and right arm, grabbing right shin now, twisting through. Release, lengthen out. And we're going to move into Skandasana at the back of the mat. So bend the left leg. Spin the right toes towards the sky. You can stay here, hands to heart. If you want, you can reach the arms out wide. You can add in a twist. Or even a bind. Release that. Rise up, gently support yourself with your hands if you need to. Spin towards the front of the mat in a lunge. And then you're actually going to lower your left knee down. Rise up. Pull your belly in. And send the hips forward and down. Reach the arms to the sky. Staying just like this. If you want to cactus the arms, you can. If you'd like to bend the back leg back, grab hold of the foot for a little quadricep stretch, you're welcome to do that. And let your hands meet the floor. Send the hips back for half splits. So you can stay here in half splits. If you want to go to full splits, you can. We're not going to be here for too long. You could always sit on the left foot, bringing the hips all the way back, or you can sit your bottom between, like inside the left foot for half hero pose. I've been playing around with something called twisted spear. So from this classic half splits position, you walk your hands to the right side, turn your right toes to the right as well, and it's a big, beautiful stretch through the outer right hip and thigh, as well as the side body again. So wherever you are, take a couple more breaths. Then make your way back around to the front, stepping into your lunge and Parsvottanasana, so intense side stretch. So straight-ish through the right leg if you can manage it. You can have a bend in that knee if that's better for you and your body. And then just fold in. We're going to take this into a three-legged dog. So rise high into the left toes, press into the floor, sweep the right leg back and up. And then plant both feet to the floor, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, forward, high plank. And then exhale all the way to your belly. We're going to do 3 cobra poses here. So plant your palms flat to the mat, starting with a hot yoga baby cobra first. So strong in the legs, feet together if possible. Find your breath. Rising with an inhale or an exhale, begin. And release. Reach the arms out wide. We're going to do a locust pose next. I'm going to separate my feet for this. Find your breath. And begin. And release. Third pose, I'm doing bow. If you prefer to do something different, you can. Or join me in bow pose. Grab the feet. Press the hips and pubic bone down. Find your breath. And begin. And release. Beautiful. So you have the option to press back through child's pose or rise through a plank pose as we make our way to downward facing dog. Then walk your hands back to your feet, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice and long through the spine. Exhale, fold down. Rise up, inhale. We will do the other side in a moment, but first we're going to do a couple balancing poses, or eagle pose anyway, and share. So take the arms up. Garudasana is eagle pose, so I'm going to go all in one motion. Right arm under, right leg over. Squeezing those legs tight. Hugging the elbows down, belly in, body back. Weight into your left heel, and change. Other side. And change. Sit back, chair pose. Let's twist this chair, squeeze the hands down your center line, left elbow outside of right knee. If that's too much of a twist, left elbow can come inside left knee. Take a look down at your knees, make sure that the left knee is drawing back, level with the right, and that your hips are lower than your shoulders. Right hand presses into left to deepen the twist, and then come back through center. Twist to the other side. You've got this. Keep breathing. Back through center, and forward fold. Good job. We're going to do a classic hot yoga padahastasana here, so belly and chest is meeting thighs. Start to reach the arms and elbows behind the backs of the legs. Take your heels into your hands. Lift your hips up as you pull down the heels. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Good. Release that. Walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. Step your right foot in towards your midline, reach left leg to the sky. Explore, bend and straighten the leg, roll out the ankle. And then make your way to a three-legged dog, hips level. Rise high and right tippy toes. Inhale, breath. Exhale, squeeze knee to nose. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, squeeze it in. Once more. And step it through. High crescent. Take your time. Low crescent. Of course, you can sweep the arms back if you want, even clasp them behind your back if you'd like. Arms overhead will keep your heart rate up. Keep your heat building. And then lunge twist. So right hand to the floor, left arm to the sky. Countering that twist, so left hand inside the left shin. Open up. Right heel lowers. Find your strength, find your balance, rise up. Warrior two. Reorganize the feet. 3 pumping warriors. Inhale. Exhale. Again. Reverse. Then come back through center. Again, straightening left leg, toes forward. Heel toe the feet in just a little bit more. You can take hands to hips here if you like. Heels in, toes out. We're coming into a horse stance. Settling into that horse stance for a moment, maybe moving back and forth a couple times. Feeling weight distributed evenly in your feet. Take a look down, make sure knees are tracking toes. Sweep the arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, little lateral bend. Left hand reaches for right, or right hand reaches for left knee, while left arm reaches to the right. Inhale, back up through center. Other way. Rise up. Again. Other side. Come back through center. Cactus your arms. Come into your tippy toes. One at a time or both at the same time. Heels down, sit to one more place. Legs burning. And then straighten up. Now once again, moving into Skandasana. So bend your right knee into that low side lunge to the back of the mat. Remember what you did on the other side. You can stay here with hands to the floor. Hands can come to your heart. Arms can outreach. There's lots of things you can do here. And then you're going to travel around back to the front of the mat. Making your way into your lunge once again. Right knee down this time. Rise up. Check all of your points. Belly in, ribs corseted. Knees, your right knee pressing forward while left heel draws back. Send the arms up as the hips move forward to your degree. If you took that quadricep stretch on the other side, do it here. Totally optional. You can keep your hands on your knee. You can take hands to the floor if you need to. And then half splits. So remember what you did here. If you just did the regular classic Ardha Hanumanasana, staying right here. If you sat your hips all the way to the right foot, or twisted sphere. Make your way back around. stepping to Parsvottanasana. And then three-legged dog. So if you want to try that challenging transition to three-legged dog, rise high into right tippy toes. You can come into finger pads of both hands and sweep the straight left leg back and up into the sky. Then palms can meet the floor, left foot down. Beautiful. Lower your knees, sit your hips back, take a little breath in child's pose, have a sip of water if you need it. I'm going again to check and make sure everything looks good. Hi Kathy, hi Stacy. Okay. So this class is going to be a little longer than 45 minutes it looks like, because I do have one more good challenging flow for us before we rest. So take a breather here. And then you'll make your way to downward facing dog. Reach your left leg to the sky. We're going to go right to a warrior one here. So step your right foot up between your hands, left heel down. 45 degrees-ish on that left foot. Sweep the arms out. Make it comfortable in your body, make it fit. Find what feels good. So we're going to cactus these arms. Opening the chest, squeeze the elbows in, elbows forward, hands back. And then release the hands back behind you. Find a bind, fingers interlace. Inhale, open the heart, and then fold forward inside the right thigh. Humble warrior. So you can let the whole body angle to the left in order to drop that right shoulder inside the thigh. You can keep your gaze somewhere around your right foot, or you can let your head drop down with gravity, looking down past the left foot. Eventually, you want to start to hug the right hip back as much as you can. Then from here, we're going to come into an awkward twist. So left hand down to the floor inside the right foot. Left heel stays as it is in that warrior one position, and you're going to reach your right arm to the sky. Lots of twists. Then from here, we're moving into half moon pose. I'm going to move back on my mat just a little bit. But step forward, walk the right hand forward in front of you, reach left arm to the sky. Trying to stack that left hip over top of the right. And then trust yourself here. You're going to drop back into warrior two. So start to put a bend in the right knee. Find the floor with the left foot. Back into Virabhadrasana 2. Reverse that warrior again. And then straighten the right leg and make your way to triangle pose. So reach the body long out over that right leg. Hand to shin, top of foot, maybe the block here. Looking to keep both side bodies nice and long. So we lengthen through right side body as much as we are through left, as opposed to this kind of, doming up through the left rib cage. So soften that rib cage down. Bend the right knee, right hand to the floor, extended side angle pose. And then you'll take both hands inside the right foot, low lizard lunge. So spin the left heel up, heel toe the right foot out of it. You can come to forearms, you can lower forearms to a block here. You can let your left knee rest, or if you want more intensity, you can actually extend and press back through the left heel. It's always an option too. I like to take my opportunities to get off my hands, and I'm able to do this on my forearms, so that's where I prefer to be. If you're up on your hands, just make sure you're not collapsing in those shoulders. Always try to keep some space. Quadricep stretch here, so if you'd like, bend the left knee back. You can walk your body back as far as you need to in order to reach back with the right hand to grab the foot. If you still can't find the foot, that's fine. Merely bending the knee up like this creates that big stretch that I'm sure that you feel, and that's fine. Here too, I like to drop down on my forearm. So from here, draw back again into a regular knee down lunge. Take your right hand, cup your right heel or the back of the ankle, like that. And then you're going to stand right up into standing splits. You can stay as you are, balancing like that, or maybe try to stack the left hand on the back of the right hand, balancing. And then just step the left foot back to the back of your mat in a lunge. Plant your left hand, preparing for side plank. Roll to outer edge of left foot, open up. If you need to lower left knee down or step the right foot out, those are your modifications. But we're going to step this back into wild thing. So I like to step the right foot back, dip the hips, make sure that that left arm is in really good supportive position, and then open up. This version that I like is called Dancer's Bridge. You can have both heels to the floor, both knees bending for more of sort of a three-legged wheel pose. Make your way back around to a lunge. So right foot has stepped back up between the hands, and you're going to come into a revolved half moon now. So lift the left leg, reach right arm to the sky. You can stay there, or for a fun challenge, little soft bend in the right knee as you power up, rise up for dancing Shiva. I'm just taking my right hand outside the bent left leg. If you want, you can extend the left leg. So you're going to release that and make your way back down to your revolved half moon. And then sit your bottom down, left knee behind, right ankle, seated spine twist. So right hand behind you like a second spine, left arm to the sky, and we twist. Good work, y'all. Go ahead and release that. Counter your twist. It's going to be a minute before you get to do the other side, so you definitely need that counter. And then seated head to knee, just extend the right leg forward. Sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, come down, forehead to knee. Nice and hollow in the belly, rounded in the spine. Pulling with hands on that foot. And rise up. Straddle splits. Stretch both legs out wide. Maybe you stay right here sitting upright, or if you enjoy coming forward, go ahead and make your way forward. Walk the hands back, squeeze the knees in, little upward wind removing or ball pose. And make your way into a boat pose. So find your balance, take the hands behind the knees, shins parallel to the floor, or you can extend the legs, release the arms out, up, whatever you like. Belly firm, heart lifting. And then scale pose here, just one scale pose. So lift up. Actually, I lied. I intended to do two, so let's make our way to boat. But the next one's really just going to be, our flow. So boat pose. Then again, scale pose. You can keep feet on the floor, rise up, and then step forward, make your way to down dog. Or from your scale pose, try to send the legs back. Now, a lot of people can go all the way back to a plank pose, not me. But we meet in downward facing dog. Reach your left leg to the sky. Take an inhale breath as you exhale, step it through. Making our way to warrior one again, rise up. Back heel, down. Exhale breath as you cactus those arms, open the heart. Release the hands back for a bind. Inhale, open up again. And as you exhale, fold it in, humble warrior. Awkward twist, right hand inside left foot, left arm to the sky. So eventually you might even take that right hand outside the right foot for a revolved extended side angle pose. Really intense. I like to save that one for the hot room. And then again from here into half moon pose. If your left foot tends to want to pigeon toe in a little, that's perfectly normal. It's your body's way of making an adjustment so that this works in your hips. Remember your trust fall, warrior two. Find the floor with the right foot. Reorganize those feet. We won't be here long. Reverse. And then into triangle pose. So straighten up that left leg. Reach long out over that leg. And change. So again here, hand to the shin, a block or the floor. So I know my body, and in a cooler room, it's too intense to let my hand come all the way to the floor. So holding onto the shin works for me. And then from here, we'll go into that extended side angle pose. So bend the left knee, left hand inside the left foot, right arm over your ear, bicep to ear, reaching forward. And then hands to the floor inside the left foot, low lizard lunge. Doing what you did on the other side. This is one we know and love. Beautiful hip opener. Adding in that quadricep stretch when you're ready. And then remember what we did here. You draw back, heel to the left foot back in towards the midline, so you're in a regular kneeling low lunge. Grab the back of left ankle with your left hand and step right into your standing splits. There can be a little micro bend in the standing leg. I know I prefer to do it that way. It seems to help with my balance. Feeling really rooted down through that left foot. Maybe you find your balance by grabbing the back of the ankle with the right hand. Continuing to reach through the left toes. And then we turn this into a lunge and revolved half moon. Nope, I lied. This is supposed to be side plank. Right hand down, side plank. I didn't want to forget this. So remember your modifications. You can step that left foot forward or lower the right knee down. Stepping back, wild finger dancer's bridge. I like the little dip of the hips just to kind of reset. And then open up. we spin around and step that left foot back into a lunge for revolved half moon. Here it is. And if you traveled with me to dancing Shiva on the other side, let's do it here. All the way back down again. Revolved half moon. Seated spine twist. So lower right shin to the floor, sit your bottom down, and twist. Counter twist. Seated head to knee, so send the left leg forward. Left toes are flexed. Inhale, breath, take the arms up. Exhale as you round down, grab hold of that foot. Pull the belly in. Elbows bend towards the floor. Oh, this one's been so intense at home. I definitely prefer the hot room for hamstring stretching, but that's okay. We'll get there. And go ahead and come back up. Extend both legs together out in front. Reach those arms up. Seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. I'm just going to take a kind of relaxed version of this. Allow my arms to drop down. You can even rest your hands, your forearms to the front of your legs if you're not quite that deep into the hamstrings yet. And just let the lower back release. And rise up. And you're going to roll all the way back. Hug both knees into your chest. Double windry moving. Nice long decompression of the spine, nice compression through the belly. Then take this into a happy baby pose. So separate the feet and legs, grab over the balls of the feet, or maybe you grab the outer edges of the feet. Bring the legs back in. Release your left leg down, squeeze the right knee in. So it's a right side windry moving to start, but then we're going to do an easy reclined spine twist. So drop the right leg over to the left. And come back around to center. Switch sides, just squeeze the left leg in, release right leg down to the mat. And then twist it over. Come back to center. And send the legs straight to the sky. If you have a block, you can bring the block under your hips. If you'd like to do a brief little cloud pose, shoulder stand, you can do that here to finish up, or even any other kind of inversion. Maybe you'd rather do a headstand or a handstand at the wall. Just remember to always think keeping a little bit of space between the floor and the back of your neck when you're in plow pose or shoulder stand. So you're supposed to be standing across the upper back and shoulders, not the back of your neck. And slowly begin to release that when you're ready. Send your legs straight to the floor. If you feel like you need a counter to that, like a fish pose or even a bridge pose or a wheel, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, just make your way flat to your backs into a Shavasana. We've been practicing for about 55 minutes. That was a good full flow. So let yourselves rest. If you set an intention at the beginning of this class, maybe take a moment to set a new intention now. So that you're moving through your day creatively. You're creating how you want your day to unfold for yourself, just simply by being intentional, deciding what it is that you want to see happen next, and intending for that. Thank you guys so much, those of you who joined me, whether you watched with me, whether you actually practiced with me. Thank you to those of you who are going to watch this video later. I miss you all. I cannot wait to get into the hot room with you, but in the meantime, I'm thankful we can be in this virtual space together.